Freeman's verbal guidance is dedicated to helping people awaken the power of their own mind through motivation, conscious thinking, inner healing, spiritual wisdom, and personal transformation. This channel explores mindset, manifestation, self-belief, peace, healing, and the limitless potential within all of us. Your mind is more powerful than you realise. Hello and welcome in. So in this session, I want to talk about something that affects every single person on this planet, and that is money. But I don't want to talk about it in the usual way, not from the way you're used to it. So not from the perspective of like banks, numbers, debts, or financial systems. I want to talk about the energy of money, because whether people want to believe it or not, or realise it or not, money is deeply emotional. It's deeply psychological. And for a lot of people, it's deeply spiritual as well. So most people have been conditioned to see money as something outside of themselves. They see it as something difficult, something stressful, something they have to chase. But what if money is actually a reflection of energy? Ever thought about that? A reflection of belief. A reflection of our relationships with ourselves, our worth, and our emotional state. Think about it. Yeah, you see, money itself is neutral. It's simply an exchange of energy. And when someone works, either creates, serves, teaches, heals, builds, inspires, or even helps other people, it's that energy is being exchanged. All right? And money became the system humanity created to represent that exchange. But over time, fear has become attached to money. Stress has become attached to money. Survival has become attached to money. And because of that, many people now live in a constant state of anxiety around finances, which is also a big contributor to stress and then anxiety and then all kinds of other issues. Yeah, they wake up worried. They go to sleep worried. They fear losing money. They fear not having enough. They fear failure. And sometimes they even fear success. I had that myself at one point. I used to fear success. I was worried about success because I never thought I was good enough. But when you realise you are, success flows in the same as money, because it is an energy. So what's interesting in this is the emotional energy we constantly hold around money often shapes our experience with it. And it doesn't mean that people are to blame for difficult circumstances. Yeah, we all know life can be hard. We know unexpected things happen, people struggle, and I understand that deeply. But at the same time, we must honestly ask ourselves, what beliefs have we been carrying around money for years? Because many people were just programmed from childhood with ideas like money don't grow on trees. Rich people are greedy. You have to struggle to survive. There's never enough. And people like us never get ahead. It's all rubbish. And when those beliefs are repeated to you over years, they move into the subconscious mind. When it goes into the subconscious mind, it imprints itself and you believe it. Eventually people don't just think lack, they begin to feel lack. And feelings are powerful, because whatever emotional state we live in consistently, we often begin to create more of it. Fear contracts energy, confidence expands it. Desperation pushes opportunities away, because desperation changes how we think, act, speak, and carry ourselves. Think about it. Think about it. When someone is desperate, their mind becomes clouded and they panic, don't they? They force things. They'll make decisions from fear instead of clarity. And fear rarely produces wisdom. But calmness, clarity, inner stability, those states allow people to think differently. And you'll notice opportunities, you'll to take healthier action, you'll think differently on how to trust yourselves more deeply. And this is why relaxed confidence around money is so important. It's not arrogance, it's not pretense, it's not fake positivity, but a quiet inner belief that says, I will find a way, I am capable, I trust life more than fear, I do not need to live in permanent panic. And that energy alone changes people. And when people change internally, life often begins to respond differently externally. Excuse me. You know, you can see this in everyday situations. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to magically be calm around money? Or how some people become magnetically calm around money? You know, even during like difficult times, they carry themselves differently. They don't collapse emotionally every time a challenge appears. And because of that, they tend to make stronger decisions. Now compare that to someone who says constantly, I'm broke, nothing ever works, I'll never get ahead, life is against me. Eventually, the mind will begin to accept those statements as identity. And identity is powerful because when we repeatedly tell ourselves, we slowly become emotionally connected to it. And that's why it's so important to become aware of our internal dialogue. So this is not just about money, but about ourselves. Because money and self-worth are often deeply connected. Many people unconsciously feel unworthy of abundance. They feel unworthy of success, unworthy of receiving, unworthy of peace. And so even when these opportunities arrive, they sabotage them, or they reject them, or fear them. Sometimes people don't just fear losing money, they fear becoming visible. They fear criticism. They fear responsibility. They fear change. So they stay energetically trapped in survival patterns. This is why healing our relationship with money matters so much. And healing begins with awareness. Awareness of our thoughts, awareness of our emotions, awareness of our emotional reaction, awareness of the stories that we've inherited. Yeah, that is important. The stories that we've inherited. What have we been told? Because once we become conscious of the programming, we are no longer completely controlled by it. And this don't mean sitting at home simply thinking positive, you know, like action does matter as well. Growth matters, responsibility matters, and our inner state influences the quality of the actions we take. A fearful mind will take fearful action. A peaceful mind sees possibility. That's when why gratitude can become so powerful as well. You know, be grateful for everything you have, even if it's crap at the minute. Because gratitude shifts the nervous system out of constant lack. Even appreciating small things begins changing the emotional energy. Yeah, appreciating just the little things of having a roof over your head, food on the table, the ability to breathe, to learn, to grow, to begin again. Gratitude softens fear. And fear is one of the biggest blocks to abundance. And that is because fear tells people there isn't enough. You are not enough. You fail. You lose everything. But peace says, keep moving forward. Trust in the process. Learn, adapt, grow. And over time, that inner peace becomes strength. Now, does that mean money is everything? No, absolutely not. Money without peace is misery. Money without health means very little. Money without love, purpose, or connection often leaves people empty. True wealth is deeper. True wealth is freedom, peace of mind, purpose, health, meaning, inner stability. And ironically, when people stop worshipping money from a place of fear, they often begin attracting healthier experiences around it, because they are no longer emotionally changed to desperation. And one of the most powerful things a person can do is stop seeing themselves as powerless. Because once you realise your thoughts affect your emotions affect your behaviour, and your behaviour affects your life, everything begins to change. You begin reclaiming your power. And maybe that's the real message here tonight. Money is energy. Money is energy, but so are you. Your thoughts can carry emotion. Your thoughts can carry energy. Your beliefs can carry energy. And the energy you hold around money often determines how easily it flows into your life. So perhaps the real question is not simply, how do I get more money? But instead, what energy am I living in every day? Are you living in fear, scarcity, panic, hopelessness? Or are you living in trust, growth, gratitude, calmness, possibility? Because the outer world often begins with the inner one. And when the mind changes, life slowly begins changing as well. Remember, your value does not come from money, but your relationship with yourself may deeply affect your relationship with it. All right, so that is part 1 of a 10-part series, you could say, that I'm going to call it. And it's just based on things that I read from the Little Money Bible by Stuart Wilde. You can find loads of audio books over on Master Key Society. There's loads on there. You learn so much. You learn about your energy and who we really are as a consciousness. And that is the whole point of this channel, is to wake you up to the power that you have within you. Because you hold it, not no one else. Don't give your power away. All right? You hold the power, you have the energy. And everything is a reflection. And what you're feeling from the inside is reflections from the outside. So if you're feeling skint, the outside will be skint. If you feel rich, the outside will feel rich. And what I mean by feeling rich as well, it's not about money. It's about energy. I changed all this by being really grateful. I feel rich in family, in love, in grandchildren, in life. And guess what? The money's always there. I've got everything I need. And I come from somewhere that was a very dark place like back then. So if I can change it, you can. And this is my whole point of the video, is helping to pass on my knowledge to you so that you may take some note out of it and, grow your life grow your life to the way you really want it. All right. So thank you very, very much for listening. And I hope you come back for part 2. Have a great evening, day, night, whatever you're doing. Take care. Bye.